It's the Herd. Joy Taylor in for Colin Cowherd's day on an Easter weekend, Coachella weekend, most importantly, a USFL weekend.
There you go.
Here on Fox. Let's go out to Daryl Moose Johnston, who is the USFL's Executive Vice President of Football Operations. It looks beautiful down there right now. You got a nice day. Out in the sunshine.
Yeah, we got a beautiful day today. Yeah, I wish I could bottle this one. I don't know if we're going to have this tomorrow, but we've got it today.
Good things, all good things. Well, we're very excited about the USFL. The 2022 USFL regular season begins April 16th. New Jersey Generals at the Birmingham Stallions at 7:30 Eastern on Fox. But before we get to anybody else, let's talk about the important team, which is the Pittsburgh Maulers. I'm from Pittsburgh, so this is obviously my team. I got my cookie right here. We're ready. This is all the merch I have so far, but I'm going to get more. So tell me a little bit about the Pittsburgh Maulers before we get into the rest of the league. I'm going to be selfish and start with them.
No, absolutely. I love talking about the Maulers because that means they get to talk about Kirby Wilson. Kirby's one of my favorite coaches that we've hired. I thought it was one of the more important things we did was really kind of doing a great job on our 8 head coaches who we knew had, networks that could get us really good staffs to help these guys out. Good coaches, good teachers, really good with X's and O's, but really good leader of men. And that's exactly what Kirby Wilson is. And he's been outstanding. It's really hard for me to believe that Kirby Wilson has never been a head coach at any level of football up until he had this opportunity because he's just been fantastic. And, whether it was a speech that he gave to the entire group at the 16th Street Baptist Church last Monday night with Jay Glazer, to watch the way he is with his guys at practice, very professional, but challenges them. I'm really excited for his opportunity. And I'm going to be a little biased as well, Joy. He plays a little bit old school. So some 21 and some 12 personnel, with lots of fullbacks and H-backs. So, I'm cheering for the Maulers.
Perfect. And you can check out the Pittsburgh Maulers playing the Tampa Bay Bandits at 5 p.m. on April 17th on FS1, so make sure you check them out. But the debut is tomorrow, April 16th, and there are a lot of interesting rule changes with the USFL. Daryl, tell us some of the ones you're most excited about.
Well, number one, I really like what we've done with the kickoff. And I know that we're trying to make that a much safer play when it comes to player health and safety. The kickoff is one of the big plays where we've got some injuries. But what we've done in the process is really taken away the kickoff return from that scenario. So there's so many games where the kickoff return is kind of an afterthought. I mean, I watch guys start to walk to the sideline and the ball hasn't even bounced into the end zone yet. So what we're doing is we're kicking off from the 25. I would be shocked if we didn't have 100% kickoff returns this year. And we've got some things added into that to still make it a safe play. We don't have those really big violent collisions. We've minimized that back wall a little bit, but we have left 2 guys back there. So I like what we're doing with the kickoff, bringing the return element back into play. I know that Mike Pereira is a huge fan of defensive pass interference not being a spot foul anymore beyond 15 yards, only if it's an egregious foul where the guy literally tackles somebody because he's been beat on a double move. But you won't have any more 50-yard pass interference penalties that could change the complexion of the game. One that we've seen a little bit in the NFL through the course of last season, the inadvertent blow to the quarterback's head. So you're coming by, and it's not a forcible blow to the helmet area, but we're still getting that 15-yard penalty, and sometimes that's on a 3rd and 10. So now we're extending a drive on a penalty that really doesn't meet the measure of the rule, and that's something that Mike's going to be able to step in and fix at that point. And so a lot of these things are kind of the pace of play. We're shooting for that 2-hour and 45-minute window. So a lot of the changes we have made, kind of encourage, that pace of play. So not a lot of challenges, not a lot of back and forth that happens. We give all the authority to our trusted and valued teammate, Mike Pereira. So those are the other one I'm interested to see, and how many teams will use this, is after you score, we'll get into the extra points. You can go for 1, you can go for 3 from the 10-yard line. So we've got the extra points where, 18 points is now a 2-possession game. But after that, let's say you're playing really, really well offensively. You've grabbed all the momentum. You can put the ball on the 33-yard line and go for a 4th and 12. And if you convert it, you keep going. And I'm interested to see the strategy and how teams use that. Is that used just at the end of the game to get back into a game where you're down a couple of possessions, or does some teams start to use that strategically through the course of the game when they feel that their offense has taken the momentum of the game and feels they match up well with the defense?
Yeah, I love that. The pace of play, and it's really never going to feel like anybody's truly out of it when you have those options available to you. I'm hearing a lot of things about some of the technological innovations that you're using with the USFL. Tell us a little bit about some of those.
Yeah, the technology, the camera angles that we're going to have access to. I think we've got 58 cameras,
Wow.
for the game Saturday night. We've got double sky cam. We've got a drone that gets just amazing shots, around the stadium. We've got helmet cams. We've got a couple of players on each team that'll have a helmet cam. During our controlled scrimmages last week, one of the guys wearing the helmet cam actually blocked a punt. So that was really, really cool. It kind of felt like you were the person blocking the punt, watching it on the monitor. We've got Steadicam that has walked right up into the huddle. And as the quarterback is delivering the play, it's like you're in the huddle. You're looking right at the same angle that the guys in the huddle have. So we've got a lot of great video elements, but what everybody here is talking about is the audio that we're capturing out on the field. And this is all about kind of creating some access for the viewer that they've never had before. And it seems like the audio is the one thing that a lot of the guys in production out here have been really impressed with. And we've put microphones into the shoulder pads of a bunch of the players. So they call it the crunch now. You actually kind of hear, sometimes we see the hit. You hear a little bit of that contact, but now with these microphones, embedded into the shoulder pads, we're actually starting to hear what these collisions actually sound like. And that's something that the guys in the production truck have been really excited about. And they've all started to refer to it as the crunch.
Some of these camera angles are amazing. You're like right out on the field. That's amazing. The 2022 USFL regular season begins April 16th. New Jersey Generals at Birmingham Stallions, 7:30 Eastern on Fox. Well, you mentioned some of the players. Who are some of the players that we're going to need to watch for this weekend?
Well, obviously, I really feel that our starting quarterback group across the board really gives us the best starting quarterback group that any of the spring leagues have had if they started up. Kyle Lauletta, Kyle Sloter, Clayton Thorson, Brian Scott, just got a number of guys, Alex Magoo. It's just great, right across the board for a couple of years. I'm really excited to see what kind of season he has, because he's just a different style of back. And I think that he's probably going to be one of our really feel-good stories this year. One of the guys that makes the transition from the USFL into an NFL training camp once our season's wrapped up.
We're talking to Daryl Moose Johnston, USFL EVP of Football Operation. The league debuts tomorrow. New Jersey Generals, Birmingham Stallions at 7:30 Eastern on Fox. Moose, you mentioned all of the technological innovations, the different rule changes, some of the players that are getting new opportunities. But to you, what is your favorite part of the USFL? What makes it different from other leagues?
It's really the guys that we get to deal with on a day-to-day basis. They're here for a reason. They know that there's something that they need to work on. And a lot of times it's not stuff that's from the field. They're very talented. They're good football players. They had an opportunity in the NFL for a reason, but there's something not quite there. And sometimes it's not, that fraction of a second, that measurable that this doesn't quite fit, what the NFL is looking for. Sometimes it's being a pro. It's being on time. It's being accountable. So we're trying to teach them lessons across the board and how it is to go day to day, every single day, and be a professional. And sometimes it's the mental part, sometimes it's the concentration part, the accountability component. So I think a lot of people look at these guys and say, well, gosh, he looks like he's a great football player. Look at him on the film. But there's other areas where we can teach them and help them and understand how important it is. When you get to the NFL, if you are not on time on a regular basis, they are not going to wait around for you. So we've really stressed punctuality, being accountable to your teammates and everybody else. And it's one of the things that we've built here with all 8 of us being here in Birmingham under one roof and then practicing at 4 facilities with 8 teams. Logistically, our day-to-day schedule comes down to minutes, and we can't be waiting around for one person when 44 people are waiting. So we're able to teach a lot of other life skills that maybe could be the main reason why some of these guys are not at the NFL level.
Really looking forward to the USFL debuts tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern on Fox. Tell us a little bit about the USFL's upcoming series, United by Football, a season in the USFL.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch this before the game. So, if you're a Hard Knocks fan, this is something very, very similar to that. A lot of the same people that work on the Hard Knocks crew are going to be on the United by Football crew. It's NFL films. They've been around us, and it's just like Jeff Fisher and Todd Haley told all of us, because we wanted all the coaches to be comfortable, because there's cameras in all the meeting rooms. And, it was one thing for some of the coaches who haven't been a part of this to get used to is to turn around and see these cameras in the meeting room. They're going to capture all the video. they're going to capture all the audio, and then they're going to edit it down, to tell the good stories. And Jeff and Todd, who have been through this before, told everybody, listen, the first couple of days, you're going to see them and you're going to be aware of them. But all of a sudden, they do such a good job, they just blend in and they go away. And that's where a lot of the good footage is going to come from, because you forget they're there. And I've seen a couple of clips. I think it's been outstanding. I saw one of Kirby Wilson's clips, and it's exactly how I see Kirby day to day. Professional, holding the guys accountable, always preaching opportunity and what the USFL is providing, not only these players, but Kirby himself. Kirby was a positional coach for 23 years in the NFL and never had the opportunity to be a coordinator or a head coach. And I'm still scratching my head on that one because I'm around Kirby quite a bit, and I'm wondering why he never had that opportunity. So, maybe, this is one of those situations. We all talk about players creating an opportunity to get to the next level. I hope that people watch Kirby Wilson and somebody out there says, you know what, that's a heck of a leader of young men. I'd love to have him leading my team.
Well, I'm very excited about Kirby because he is leading the Pittsburgh Maulers. I'm very much looking forward to seeing them and Kyle Lauletta. We've got the Maulers right here. I started the chant, Maulers. I'm all ready to go. I'm very excited about this.
There you go.
Daryl Moose Johnston, USFL EVP of Football Operations. Thank you so much for coming by. Looking forward to the debut tomorrow. New Jersey Generals, Birmingham Stallions, 7:30 Eastern on Fox. It sounds very exciting. I'm looking forward to it. You guys have done an amazing job, and I can't wait to see how it goes. It's going to be great for fans. It's spring football. I love everything that you said, all the opportunities it provides for so many people and a platform. So I think it's amazing, and I'm looking forward to it this weekend.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Joy. And we'll get some Maulers gear headed your way.
Exactly. Perfect. My guy. Thank you, Moose.
You got it.
So 8 teams in action this weekend, starting with the opening game tomorrow, New Jersey Generals at the Birmingham Stallions, and then a full slate of games on Sunday, Houston Gamblers, Michigan Panthers, Philadelphia Stars, New Orleans Breakers, Tampa Bay Bandits, Pittsburgh Maulers, and it's in primetime on FS1. Of course, the debut is tomorrow on Fox at 7:30 Eastern. That is the USFL. I'm hyped, very excited for this.
Can we talk about those camera angles?
Amazing.
That felt like it was in a video game.
Yeah, it does.
It's like VR.
I love the slow slide.
You're going
in.
with them.
Yeah.
It was VR. It's like, yeah.
It's awesome.
It's so
that
cool.
type of stuff is really exciting, especially when you're launching this league and be able to do all these like fun, innovative stuff. The
microphones and the
pads.
That I can't wait to hear that. The crunch. Is that what they called it?
The
crunch. Oh man, there's so many things.
It's gonna be great. We're looking forward to that.
Hi everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.